Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, another race. Now this is me trying to do a Grand Touring Cup race at Okayama circuit, which is a Japanese circuit. I didn't qualify for this race, I just kept missing the qualifying every time, which was kind of a little bit annoying, but to be honest, you know, I don't really think I'm fast enough on this circuit. I'd been practicing for the GT series quite a lot, and I'd practiced a bit on this, but not really enough to get me super fast. So I could kind of go around the track relatively at an average speed, but I was not particularly fast in this race. But it's a very interesting race, this one, because basically I think the grid was like 26 cars, which is quite a lot, and it's always interesting when you get, now like I said in the last video, in warm-up you need to be really careful. You see, I was actually kind of gaining on this guy, and I could have tried to do something like go and overtake him, but I thought it's only warm-up, just keep behind the guy, keep it nice and easy. And then actually this guy, then look, he just totally spins out.
Go right.
And that's in warm-up. It's like, you seriously get people that spin out like that in warm-up. It's like a warm-up lap when their tyres are cold, and for some reason they decide they're going to go full out trying to do the fastest lap they've ever done in warm-up. I'll never understand that. So here we go. I think the warm-up is about to end. I mean, I like the warm-up just to give you a feel for the car again, just to feel how it is. Now, I believe I'm like one of the... I think there's one other Volkswagen Jetta behind me, but because I didn't qualify, I'm right near the back of where the Jettas are, but there's a lot of MX-5s behind me, so you always have to be careful with a big grid with loads of MX-5s behind you, that you're really careful. You know, that you know, because these MX-5s are faster on the corners. If you get guys that are really fast in the MX-5, they can actually give you a good run for your money in this on this track, because there are some straights, but there's a lot of corners. So actually the MX-5, if you get a fast guy, he can basically pretty much keep up with
We have a slow car
the
on
Jetta.
the right. We have a car stopped on
Especially
the right.
because I'm not super fast in the Jetta on this track right now. Because the GT series, I had to practice so many hours for that. It's quite hard for me to get good at that, so you need to put in a lot of hours. And it seems like I'm going to continue to run this Grand Touring Cup into next season, just because I kind of know this series really well, and I don't have to practice that much. And, you know, it is kind of fun. Like, the combination of the Jetta and the MX-5 is kind of fun. Okay, so the practice must be nearly up by now. I said that last time, but I was completely wrong. Actually, for some reason, when I started this race, I didn't feel that nervous. You know how I said it in the last one, that I get really nervous? Actually, the last race
All right, man. Warm-up is over.
I got more nervous. This one I was feeling okay, even with a bigger grid, so I don't know. And actually in the warm-up I did a 1:48.4, which is actually quite a fast lap for me. You know, sometimes I feel when I play this game, the more that I think about trying to go fast, the slower I become. Sometimes when I just like go for it, you know.
Hey Bob.
But you know, when I just drive kind of naturally and I don't try to think to go fast, then sometimes I actually go faster. So here we go.
Can't hear you, Bob.
30 odd
You guys hear me?
seconds to grid, and like the last race, as you can see there, I'm starting in 12th. So like halfway down the grid, pretty much.
No good, Bob.
So that's always why it's good if you can qualify. If I'd actually qualified for this race, I would have been
Do I get
in
points,
front
safety rating
of
if I
those
stay in
two,
the pits
the
whole
black
race?
and the yellow car in front of me, the
Are you
slowsters.
starting in the
I would have
pit?
been in front of them. if I had have qualified, so that would have really helped me a lot.
Good luck.
So here we go, the start of the race, guys.
Are you in the pits with me, Bob?
Now,
I am. I'm
here we go.
right
Now that was a crazy start. Someone in a Volkswagen for some reason stopped, and then another Volkswagen crashed. And right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna be careful in the first corner. The first lap, I never try to go crazy. I just take it easy, let everyone else kind of settle, and then I see where I am and see who I can overtake. The number 3 car here, the slowest, I was pretty sure I could overtake him. I was trying to be careful again first lap, and then because I was being careful, the number 2 car there, the Mazda, then overtook me. He kind of overshot his corner, then he crashed a bit into the black car.
Keep right there.
Of the slowest, and I'm like thinking, okay.
Keep right there.
Oh, now here I got kind of stuck
clear.
because I'm stuck. I was stuck behind my behind that MX-5,
on your right.
and then
clear.
the spotter was telling me there was a guy there, so I was kind of stuck there. Now, did you see the number 3 car there was flashing in and out? This guy has got crazy problems with his internet.
On the right.
See, look, see that? Now that's really dangerous, and I was really scared at this point of overtaking this car, because if he was to flash out and then flash in right on your car, it would actually hit you and you'd get like a funny. So because I was being careful there, then this other guy overtook me, this Ernest guy. So, you know, usually when I do racing, I am usually quite careful.
On your right.
So here we go. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm hoping that I can overtake the number 3 car cleanly on the start-finish straight, because he's a flashing car. So here we go. I'm like thinking, okay, I need to get a good exit out of the corner, get a good drag on him. The Volkswagen
yeah, guys, I know
is
I might be
fast.
lagging a little bit. I've just turned my computer on to clear up. It's looking a lot better now.
There you go. So I got past him, so that was good. And now I'm thinking, okay, this guy ahead of me, Ernest. I was thinking, let's see how fast I am in comparison with him. Hoping that he's a similar kind of speed to me. But that was quite a crazy first 2 laps. You know, because it turned out when I was behind the MX-5, it turned out that I could have actually pulled out. It was just I had the number 3 car that my spotter thought was there. I'm not even sure if he really was there, because he was like flashing in and out. Anyways, it was a very crazy first 2 laps. So right now I'm thinking, okay, let's just try to settle, try to get some fast laps in.
I'm just trying to get my safety
how
rating
fast
up,
this guy is in front of me. Oh, and then look at all these MX-5s.
I'll take down the inside if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
I'm coming back.
I find quite often the MX-5s in this race get kind of tangled up quite a lot. So when you see a big group of MX-5s, it's pretty safe to say that you can. It's pretty safe to say that you can leave them, you know, and they'll probably crash into each other. Now, I saw this number 5 car, the way that he didn't let the Jetta go past, like he was kind of racing with that black Volkswagen, and they kind of crashed and stuff. So I'm kind of weary of this number 5 car now. I'm thinking this guy isn't gonna kind of let me go easy because of what I just saw that he did to the other Jetta. He's obviously quite fast in the MX-5, so I'm overtaking him, but I'm kind of realizing, see,
Clear on the left.
I was kind of being super careful there, because I thought this guy is likely to
right in front of me, Adam.
He's likely to like turn into me or not give me a lot of room. So I'm thinking, okay, just if I get a clean opportunity to overtake him, I'll do that. So I'm thinking, okay, this corner here, I need to take it really nicely so I get lots of speed going up the hill, and I can overtake the number 5 car. So here we go. I think I did it reasonably well, maybe not perfectly. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gaining on this guy. And at this point, you can easily overtake an
Stay
MX-5.
right.
You see
All
that? You
clear,
just
all clear.
breeze right by, but I know this guy is going to be on my tail, and you see he goes to dive on the
Got one on
inside
your
there.
right. All clear,
You
all
know?
clear.
So this is basically reinforcing my view that this number 5 car is the kind of guy that will just dive down your inside. You know, I mean, he kind of tried to already. I'm thinking, okay, he's still quite close to me. He's probably going to do it again. That corner was okay. So right now I'm always looking in my rear view mirror to see where the guy is, right? I'm hoping that I can get a good run on the start-finish straight now to get a bit of a gap with him.
What's your license class, Adam?
So here we go.
I'm at D right now.
So yeah, I did manage to get a little bit of a
You'll
gap
be
with that
okay
guy,
with a
so
4X.
I'm thinking
You'll
that's
still
good.
get
I did
rating.
my fastest lap of the race, 149.7, which is not particularly fast, but anyway. So now I'm back thinking this Ernest guy ahead of me, I mean, he hasn't really gotten away from me. I just saw him flash there, so I'm thinking, oh my goodness, is he going to be another flasher like the number 3 car? I'm thinking, okay, let's see if we can catch up to him. I mean, this is roughly about a quarter of the way through the race now, about a quarter. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, try to get away from the number 5 car. I'm hoping that the number 5 car is fighting with that guy behind him, so that will slow him down a bit. So it seems like that me and Ernest are pretty similar speed. You know, we're kind of not gaining on each other. He's not really pulling away from me. I'm not really gaining on him. Took that corner pretty well, used the maximum rumble strip, accelerating out. And I just did my fastest lap of the race, 149.068, so nearly into the 148s. You see, if I'd like practiced this track more, I would have been able to do 148s, I reckon, pretty consistently, but unfortunately that was, well, like I said at the beginning of the video,
I'm dropping breadcrumbs, Bob, so you don't get lost.
I got the practicing GT series, which is the McLaren, the Corvette, and the GT40, and I'm trying to race the McLaren, and that car is very fast and hard to handle.
You're very
so
tasty.
I've spent so much time trying to practice that this week that I didn't really. I think I practiced this for maybe the Jetta for maybe like 1.5 or 2 hours, which was enough to get me back into the groove, but was not enough to actually get me to be super fast. Like the Watkins Glen race, I was pretty fast then, but this race, no, not really up there with the fast guys. I mean, I am never up there with the aliens, the super fast guys, but if I practice enough, then I'm usually further up and, you know, doing okay. So then I've realised this Grant Bray has overtaken the number 5 car, the MX-5 behind me, and he seems to be gaining on me, so I'm thinking, okay, you seem faster than me, now can you overtake me cleanly? Which is always the thing in iRacing, you get guys faster than you quite often, but the question is, do they know how to overtake? I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect at being a racer, I do things that are wrong, or, you know, but
Nicky, I'm trying to write that, like, the closest up ahead of it.
this is what you always think when you get a faster car behind you. Is he going to overtake? No, I'm thinking he's going to go up my inside here, so I'm kind of just...
Car on your right.
Yep, there you go. Thinking, okay,
Still
that's
there.
fine. Now I think I'm not just going to let you go so easy,
Keep
so
wet.
I do accelerate, I go a little bit slower into the left-hander, and look, he doesn't quite get past me, but he's still, it looks like he's probably going to go inside me on the next corner. I'm really close to the guy now, but still trying to be clean here. Now, I was pretty sure he was going to do that. And then, of course, the MX-5 follows him.
All clear, all clear.
So then I'm like thinking, okay, fair enough. So I'm back behind the number 5 car. You know, that can always be a problem in this race.
Got one on your
where
left.
Someone is overtaking you and you've got a fast MX-5 who's
all
like
clear,
all
all
over
clear.
you. Now, I could overtake the number 5 car again quite easily because, you know, the MX-5 is not as fast on the straights, but it's probably faster on the corners. So I'm thinking, okay, this Grand Prix, he looks faster than me, so just try to like follow him, see if he makes me go faster. I'm still hoping that I can get away from the number 5 car. I've overtaken him twice, but I just have this feeling he's going to be behind me the whole race. You know, that's what I'm kind of feeling right now. You see how he's right up on me now? Because on this part of the track, the MX-5, if you're a fast guy in the MX-5, you can, you know, keep up with the Jetta, and if I just make one slight error, he can actually get right up to me and even overtake me, so that can be an issue. So, you know, right now I'm fairly comfortable. Kind of still hoping to get away from the number 5 car, hoping this Grand Prix ahead of me is going to make me go a little bit faster, maybe help me to go faster. And still, that Ernest guy, I'm still not really catching him. He's been like exactly the same distance from me for pretty much the entire race now, so I'm thinking it's not very likely that I'm gonna catch him. We're now about halfway through the race, roughly. Took that a little bit fast, not too bad though, you know, that's still pretty good. I think one of the problems I have in iRacing is I do have a tendency when I get under pressure.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Now, there's this guy Jared here, which is obviously he's a lapped car. He's a lap car.
And Bob, buddy.
I'm thinking right now, I hope he gets out of my way, because he's a lapped car, and of course if I slow down overtaking him and having to wait for him, you just know, look, this MX-5 is going to come right back at me. You know, so I would. Like I said earlier, and I think I did something wrong there, I cut the corner. I went a little bit too much over that corner. Now, the slow guy who's being lapped, he did the perfect thing. He pulled over, he let me go, but unfortunately I slightly cut that corner, and then it's asking me to slow down. So rather than just slowing down a lot, when this happens, I just try to slow down more kind of naturally, not a lot. So I'm thinking, okay, just don't go full speed, just slow down a little bit, but still keep in touch, and you're hoping now that the slow down thing will just kind of go away, and there you go. In the race, it felt like it was taking so long to go away, so I was getting really scared that I was going to get a black flag. Now, because I've had to slow down for that, again, the MX-5's right behind me. But yeah, I was saying that I do have a tendency, when I'm under pressure in iRacing, I have a tendency to kind of not be very consistent and not do the very fast kind of lap times, you know. I have a tendency to kind of become very defensive rather than just to concentrate on me driving as fast as I can to stay away from the guy who's attacking me, if you know what I mean. I'm one of these iRacers that when I'm under pressure, I'm quite likely to make a mistake, I think. I think I've improved the longer that I have played the game, but I would say that's an area that I need to improve. Now, the MX-5, look, again, on these corners, he's thinking to take me now, and I had a feeling, now I thought there that I would take the inside line,
Got one on your right.
so that he couldn't overtake me. I was being a bit defensive.
All clear, all
and
clear.
then I knew here that I would be able to accelerate faster than him. And look, he nearly hit me there when I broke for the corner. Now the MX-5 doesn't have to brake as late, but you saw then, if I hadn't broken that way in the Jetta, I would have actually gone off of the track. So yeah, it's kind of hard when you got a fast MX-5 behind you, and when they don't anticipate that you're going to brake there. Because yeah, but you know, fair play to the guy there. He did actually kind of brake in time. He did get very close to me, but he didn't hit me. Right now he's still, you know, all over me here. So I'm thinking, okay, just, you know, try to keep driving fast, try to keep your head, try to be consistent. And then the number 5 car says in chat, faster, and that didn't really make me feel very happy. I don't really like it when players do that kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to race my race. If the guy's faster than me, he needs to overtake me cleanly.
Got one on your left.
And then you can see that he's getting really impatient now, because he then dived right in front of me, you know, right down my side, which is not how you overtake someone. And I knew that he was going to keep harassing me now. He's obviously impatient, you know.
All clear,
so okay,
all clear.
I let him go there, and I'm thinking, okay, hopefully I'll be able to get a run on him into the first corner and overtake him again. But you know, I don't really like the fact that he typed in the text chat faster, you know. That's not really very helpful, is it? Because kind of makes you feel that this guy is trying to put you under pressure. So I'm thinking, okay, I can't quite take the guy here, so I brake, and I kind of think, okay, I need to maybe wait for the next long straight, try to keep behind him. And it's
Travis.
this kind of situation, and I nearly spanned the car trying to keep as close to him as I could. I went off the track slightly, but yeah, it's like, this is the hard thing with this series. If you've got a guy in the MX-5 who's pretty fast, and I was not completely on pace in the Jetta, so it's like we're so closely matched. On the straights I'm faster, on the corners he's faster, so it becomes very hard. Now here I'm thinking I'm going to get a run on the guy. I think, okay, and I'm braking, and unfortunately, I mean, okay,
car on your left.
That was a bit of an error there, I think, on my part. Now, yeah, and then he calls me a noob in chat. Well, I am actually called gaming noob, kind of. But anyway, yeah. So I'm kind of thinking that this guy needs to learn a few manners, you know. He needs to learn how to be a bit more friendly in chat, calling me a noob. But that was a hard one. Like, I was catching him. I mean, did he turn into me? I mean, at the time, to be honest, I thought it was my fault that I didn't slow the car down enough. I kind of was still braking, and maybe, but it's a bit of a debate. Was I like going into the corner faster than him? And you see in the text chat, I said,
"Thank you.
Sorry, I had to wait till the straight.
Thank you,
I can't really type when I'm driving around lots of corners." And then he just says ... So yeah, I don't think he's very happy with what just happened. But you know, maybe that was my error. That I was a little bit impatient to try and take him there. Maybe I should have waited. But did he turn into me? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe the nose of my car maybe wasn't quite ahead going into the corner.
Settle down a little bit,
so
Mickey.
maybe he was valid to turn into the corner, so maybe it was my fault. But that's the kind of racing incident that can happen. Maybe I should have been more patient, but hey, that's a part of the game, and you know, I mean, I said this in the last video. I'm going to upload videos
That's
where
8x
I
with
do
you
things
hitting me when people spin out in front of me.
wrong. When I, you know, I
Who
make
gave that to
errors,
you?
I'm still going to upload the videos so that you guys can learn along with me. It's like, what is the point of only uploading videos where I do a perfect
I'm not trying.
race every time? Because that's not really showing you the perfect, you know, the real iRacing experience, and we're not really learning, are we? Anyway, so, and I kind of feel like that Inho guy, the number 5 car, he kind of needs to be a bit more patient and stuff. That's what I was thinking. I kind of messed up here. See that? I went off the track. So I think I was a little bit flustered by the fact I just had an incident with that number 5 car. So I'm thinking, okay, there's an MX-5 behind me now. Is he going to be another number 5 car and be a fast MX-5 that kind of tries to overtake me, you know? I mean, I don't mind when people overtake me, but like I said, it needs to be kind of clean, right? I mean, that seems ironic when I just cause an incident trying to overtake someone, but quite often you find in iRacing you get guys who are very fast but they don't really know how to overtake, or they don't really know when they are beaten. You know, when someone is ahead of them, they still kind of turn into them. Anyway, so, you know, it's been a very eventful race. I'm just hoping that I can, you know, get to the end of the race without further incident. I didn't take that corner very well. I'm like sliding along. I'm feeling like that my tyres are starting to get worn. I believe at this point in the race, I've only got about 3 more laps to go, something like that. And I was thinking that the car was feeling a bit, you know, slidey. The tyres were feeling a bit off, as if they were getting really worn. So I was thinking, okay, I need to be careful that I don't do something stupid here and like drive off the track, you know, and crash out. That would be a real disaster. So anyway, I'm thinking, and this guy in the MX-5 has got right up behind me again, and I'm thinking, okay, I should be able to get away from him on the straight. And that's a prime example of someone who doesn't understand when the jetters are going to brake. He did immediately apologise in the voice chat. I should have maybe replied to him and say, okay, no problem. But I don't think I heard him at the time in the race, because he said that very quickly. So I'm thinking, okay, that's an example when someone in a fast MX-5, they don't anticipate that the Jetta has to brake there. And it's like, unless you're overtaking me on the inside, you need to be prepared that the Jetta is going to brake.
To take his nap.
So yeah.
Did he leave us?
I mean, this race, I've had lots of incidents, so I'm thinking right now, yes, this is not going to be very good for my
Yeah, I think he got tired of
safety
spinning out in
rating,
front of people. He was
you know,
drifting.
But now I'm just trying to, you know, finish the race at least, keep as clean as I can to the rest of the race. Like, you are going to have races like this, but, you know, I don't really mind if they're races where I lose SR and stuff like that, because that's how you're driving a license.
I don't think that second
in the
one
game
deserved a 4X.
stays
The
at
first one I hit me
a
pretty
level
hard, but the
that
second one I barely
that
touched.
is actually correct for your level of skill. Like, I'm right now a Class C on the
Neither
road,
one of them
and
even upset
I
the
think
car
that's
at all.
about what my skill level is. I don't think I'm any faster than a Class C. So there are actually people who try to artificially get a higher, like, Class A, Class B license by doing time trials and stuff like that, or by entering a race and just staying at the back and trying to have no incidents and trying to get more SR. Now, I don't do any of that. I like to let my safety rating have a kind of a natural level. So yeah, so now I'm thinking that this guy ahead of me in the MX-5, he overtook me, but he's not much faster than me really. So I'm thinking before the end of the race I should be able to take him. You see how I'm right up well, I'm really gaining on him. I'm thinking if I can take this corner here really well, accelerate up the hill, I should be able to. No, I actually took that really well, that corner. I felt pretty good about that. I'm like getting close to the guy because of what happened with the number 5 car. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, is this going to be another situation where we get to the corner and I'm not far enough ahead of him to overtake him? And yeah, I didn't get close enough to him, so I'm like, okay, don't do anything stupid now. So here we go. I'm thinking just stay behind him, as close to him as I can on the corners, which can be hard when you're in a big Volkswagen and he's in a small MX-5. But, you know, I'm staying behind him pretty well. I'm thinking, okay, get on to the start-finish straight. I think we've only got one more lap to go, so I'm trying to drive as fast as I can around the corners without crashing, obviously, to keep behind him so that when we get onto the start-finish straight, I should be able to overtake the guy. I mean, one of the other things that you need to be careful of is that the MX-5 and the Volkswagen, we are in 2 different classes, and you need to be careful that you don't race too much with the other classes, because in effect it doesn't really make a lot of difference if a Mazda is ahead of you, because they're in a completely different class, really. But there's lots of guys
there's a 1X
that don't realise that, you know. Now, we must be getting close. I believe there's now one more lap after this, because I didn't get the white flag, did I? So I think there's one more lap. Now, I'm not really gaining as much on this guy as I'd hoped. I mean, I was hoping to be able to overtake him, but I don't know, maybe not. I do that corner quite well. My last lap was a 149.9, which at the end of the race is not bad. Basically, the fastest guys in this race were doing 147s, and I was doing 149s. I did a few 148s and like some 150s, I think. So I was not particularly fast, but I'm kind of relatively on the pace. So I managed to get behind him again. I'm hoping he kind of does something wrong, makes a mistake, you know, so I can get really close to him. But he's kind of driving quite well so far, to be fair. Yep. I think I'm doing quite a fast lap here. I'm staying behind him, doing alright here. You know, like the Jetta on these sharp corners, the tight corners, it's really awkward, especially when you've got an MX-5 right behind you, kind of right at your heels. It can be really annoying, because your car just feels like a big, slow whale in comparison with a guy who's in a fast MX-5, you know, or who's a fast driver in the MX-5. Did I get the white flag? No, still no white flag, so I think I preempted myself here. I think we've still got some laps. I'm staying behind the MX-5, but he's pretty much staying ahead of me. I just did a 150.2, so not the fastest lap in the world, but hey. So I managed to get behind him again, I think to brake a little bit later, try to take the corner well. I think he outbrakes himself a little bit there, doesn't he? He goes a bit on the outside, thinking, okay, is this going to be my time? I'm gaining on him. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gaining on him quite a lot, but this can be awkward, like you saw with the number 5 car. Now I managed to get ahead of him
on your left.
Quite easily, but
all clear,
I still need to brake much more than him. But I think by this point he's thinking, okay, just let the Volkswagen go. I mean, that was actually really good racing. I think he realizes that he's in a different class, and he just kind of let me go, to be honest. Whereas the other guy in the MX-5, he's basically like racing with me, like super hard. So I think it should be the white flag this time around. I'm thinking just stay ahead of that guy. I seem to remember I make a mistake at some point, and I think it's like on the last lap. Anyway, so here we go. I'm thinking just have a nice clean corner here, stay ahead of the MX-5. I do the corner quite well there, not too bad. So here is the white flag finally. Yeah, so hopefully be able to stay in this position. I mean, this race was quite exciting, but one thing that would have been kind of nice would have been to have a Volkswagen that I could actually race really closely with. I got caught up in stuff, so I couldn't keep right behind that Ernest guy. It would have been really nice if I hadn't have got caught up in all this other stuff, and if I could have had a good race with the Ernest guy. But anyway, I mean, it was a fun race. I really enjoyed racing with the MX-5s. So, I think, was it here? No. So I did okay so far on this last lap. I think I outbraked myself somewhere along here. Now I have a slow car ahead of me, Kieran Bryant, who is a lap down, I believe, as well. I'm thinking, please don't get in my way, because there's a possibility he could. Where did I make the error? Oh, I think it was going into the last... like the last S's after this corner. Yeah, I believe not this corner coming up, but the next. No, was it this corner? I think I went too fast into the corner or something. I had to brake a lot. I'm thinking I'm gonna crash here, and I just brake a lot, and yeah.
Are on your left.
To be honest, the MX-5 could have overtaken me, but I think he realizes that he's in a different class and that it's not going to really help him. It's the last lap.
Yeah.
He isn't going to be able to overtake anyone else.
Around a nice
any more MX-5s.
9X.
So he just kind of lets me go.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Okay, so there you go, guys.
I ran
that was my race.
100% safety race. I think I got a 4X.
I had fun. Was not the perfect race by far. I maybe did some things not very well, but you know, it was fun.
There's the checkered flag.
And I mean, I
Good win, Grant,
had
and
been out of iRacing for a good few months. I haven't played properly for at least a few months.
You. What happened on
so
the
I'm
first lap then, Nigel? Did you get
just
caught up in that
starting
wreck?
to get back, you know. Just starting to get back to iRacing, so hopefully those kind of racing incidents that I had will get a bit better. And then, as you can see in the text chat, I'm apologising to the guy now, saying I'm sorry.
On the grid, and after about two turns,
because I basically was carrying too much speed.
I didn't know why.
And then I think he says, yeah, look, the problem is, I think he tries to say, it's not your mistake.
I think you're running a much faster pace than what I was
tries to say that I did that on purpose.
Sure what on there. Just having a look now.
It's intentional, whatever. No, well, I didn't do that intentionally. I think I just maybe, well, I don't know. Like I said at the time,
Adam, you should run
maybe it was my fault because my nose was not far enough in front of him, you know. But I thought that maybe I was, you know, and he basically turned in. Like maybe he shouldn't have turned in. Maybe I shouldn't have been there. But anyway, I was apologising, saying I was sorry.
No one told me.
And then I said, you need to learn to be more patient and more polite, because I was kind of upset with the guy being a bit impatient. Anyway, so there is the race. I had a fun race. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys in the next race. Bye bye.